April 2026. The North Campus of Giga, Texas is torn up by excavators. Terafab officially digs into the ground $25 billion. 2-nanometer chip technology. 4 giants join forces at the same table. This is not a typical chip factory. The bet on replacing Nvidia is Elon Musk's. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. The 2% problem. The answer to this is to begin with another very simple question. Why is Terafab so important? What is the most important thing that Tesla will need in order to survive the next 10 years? Not batteries, not motors, not factories. All of the Teslas on the road today require chips to power their FSD self-driving technology. Chips are essential to every Optimus robot for their ability to navigate the world and make quick decisions. A special chip capable of withstanding cosmic radiation is essential for every Starlink satellite in the sky. And such a chip can't be bought at any ordinary chip maker. And the number that had the power to make Musk unable to sit still. He estimated that all the chips fabrication plants on the planet can currently satisfy approximately 2% of the demand of Tesla and SpaceX in the near future. So what does Musk do when the market can't supply what he needs? He attempted to pay ahead of time. A contract signed in July 2025 with Samsung for $16.5 billion, which is a lot of money on any scale. That wasn't enough even then to solve the long-term problem. If you are relying on another person to provide you with the most important element to your business, then you don't have real control over your destiny. So, on March 21, 2026, Musk was standing on a stage at the iconic Seaholm power plant in Austin and said this thing straight and gave the entire global semiconductor industry a moment to stop and listen. We either build Terafab or we don't have chips. We need chips, so we're building Terafab. Chapter 2. The Intel Lifeline. A joint semiconductor chip manufacturing initiative by Tesla, SpaceX, xAI, and Intel, it is estimated to cost $25 billion to launch. The official goal is to create 1 terawatt of AI computing per year. Today, the total US generation is just 0.5 terawatts. Musk wants Terafab by itself to double that number. The radical idea for Terafab is to bring all of the chip production chain together under one roof in Austin, Texas. It's the first time in semiconductor history that one project has challenged itself to cover that entire supply chain from start to finish at one location. Claiming is one thing, however. It's a different matter when it comes to getting it done. The excavators start excavating on the north bank of Giga, Texas in April 2026. This is phase 1, which is the prototype phase over an area of 5.2 million square feet. This phase is meant for the purpose of not making millions of wafers. The aim is to educate. It begins with just 3,000 wafers per month, which is still only a fraction of the millions of wafers processed by TSMC. However, this is the beginning. The small batch production is scheduled for the end of 2026 and mass production is scheduled for 2027. Why start so small? Because Tesla has never made chips before. You can't learn how to build a 2-nanometer chip from a book. It requires decades of knowledge, atomic-level quality control, and thousands of failed experiments for a single finished wafer to meet standard. Chapter 3. Intel's Survival Moment. The tech community was immediately embroiled in debate. One side stated that Intel's involvement collectively suggests that Terafab is becoming more real, more believable. The other side said that nobody actually has the will to build a fab, except Intel, and that Terafab is merely a pretty name on a huge manufacturing contract. The reality is, both parties are somewhat correct. That's the most fascinating part of this whole story. Here are some of the things Intel offers. It offers a EMIB packaging technology that enables multiple different chip types to be put into a single module with enhanced performance. Most importantly, a great pool of experienced fab engineers that Tesla didn't have time to fix in its own few short years. However, the big discovery is this. Earlier this year, Intel chairman and CEO Lip Bhutan said that if they were unable to secure a major customer for their new 14A process, the next node set to launch in 2027, Musk announced on April 22, 2026 that Terafab will be using Intel's 14A process. Not 18A, like early, but 14A. Intel's most advanced node, and technology that is not available on the market. A massive gamble. However, if it proves successful, the first customer to get chips made with Intel's most advanced process will be Tesla. Aside from the fact that it could be a bigger deal for Intel than people realize because of Creative Strategies' early design partners refining leading-edge manufacturing, and because Tesla will have scale, a great first non-Intel customer, as Creative Strategies analyst Ben Bajarin said. Chapter 4. The Free Optimus Bet. This is where the investment thesis goes off the deep end. Alexander Potter is a Piper Sandler analyst that recently published his definitive guide to investing in Tesla, second edition. His conclusion? Tesla investors buying near today's price are getting the Optimus robot business for free. Here is the math. Critically, this analysis does not include Optimus, which is the humanoid robot Tesla has in the works, Potter wrote. Put another way, for $400 per share, we believe investors should be able to get Optimus for free. Optimus and a standalone inference-as-a-service business are thesis-defining products that arguably will be worth more than Tesla's other businesses combined. But valuing such a transformational business is difficult, if not impossible. Where to start when predicting products that could potentially transform the nature of labor markets and impact global GDP? One day we will try, but not soon enough for now, he said. The maths is simple. Chapter 5. The Investor's Leap of Faith. However, things take a turn for the worse from excitement to danger. In a bid to woo investors and investors' wallets, Tesla CEO Elon Musk is appealing for a faith bet on his high-priced wagers on autonomous driving and humanoid robots that have so far failed to deliver any significant revenue. If you believe Elon Musk's assessment that ultimately the biggest and cleanest platform will be Optimus and you're still not sure, then the capex doesn't make sense and it isn't a good investment, said Morningstar analyst Seth Goldstein. Now the truth. With a surprise $1.44 billion profit in the first quarter, Musk is putting big money into artificial intelligence, robotaxis, and robotics, and expects the trend to cause negative free cash flow for the remainder of the year. Musk has said that Tesla isn't alone, citing the massive spending by other technology companies. But these companies have proven successful cloud and software ventures that are creating substantial and sustained cash flows, which have proven themselves to be good investments in the longer term. Tesla, on the other hand, is taking its chances on emerging companies. Chapter 6. The 3 Unanswered Questions. The difference between $25 billion and $5 trillion is a wide spread, but Bernstein Research believes that actual spending will be between $5 trillion and $13 trillion to achieve the target of 1 terawatt of computing power per year. That's equivalent of 200 times the current budget. It's fair to say that $25 billion is the budget for the prototype phase and not the entire project. But whether Musk has the patience and resources to reach the end of the road is the real question. The machines used to etch chips with extreme ultraviolet light, EUV, are necessary to create 2-nanometer chips. The makers of these machines are the only company in the world. Their book of orders is full until 2027. Regardless of your engineering skills, amount of money, or land, this is an issue that Musk has no quick or ingenious answer to. In addition, Austin is located in a region of the state that is subject to drought. The local environmental groups have already sent formal letters to Tesla for the binding mechanisms in case it fails to meet its environmental obligations. Chapter 7. The Long Game. Tesla versus Apple. Prior to the Terafab, Tesla was purchasing chips from Samsung and TSMC, paid market prices, relying on another person's schedule, did not have the capacity to interfere with chip manufacturing. For the first time, Tesla will be able to optimize its chips down to the silicon level with Terafab, not just the software layer. It's built specifically for Tesla's use case, and it's not built generically for hundreds of different customers. Musk believes that Terafab will be as transformative as the M1 chip was for Apple, only on a larger scale and for an industry. Tesla previously teamed up with Panasonic to build lithium-ion batteries at Gigafactory Nevada. No one said that battery manufacturing was what caused the failure of Tesla. Then, Tesla learnt, built up its own knowledge, and eventually created the 4680 battery on its own. Chapter 8. What Terafab means for Nvidia. Terafab is not a chip manufacturer. It's not a tale of Musk trying to outdo TSMC. It's a tale of one company, no 3 companies. If Terafab succeeds, it will allow Tesla to not be dependent on Nvidia's supply chain. It will not have to pay Nvidia's margins anymore. It will use its own AI chips, specifically for its own vehicles, robots, and data centers. That's a direct threat to Nvidia's dominance. When Terafab fails, when Intel's 14A gets delayed, when there's not enough water in Austin, when the revenue from the robotaxi and Optimus never comes in quickly enough, the results can be dire. Tesla would have sunk hundreds of billions into a fab which would not have yielded enough chips and would still have had to rely on an external supplier. The shares would plummet. There would be no investor confidence. The Potter's approach is based on changing things in the minds of investors. 1.1 million active users at the end of Q4 2025. We believe that as long as metrics around robotaxi and FSD continue to get better, there is support for at least $400 per share, he continued. If Tesla and Elon Musk are able to pull his plan off, the payoff will be based on that. Terafab isn't a tale of a chip factory. It shouldn't be the tale of a Musk trying to outpace TSMC. It's a story of one company taking control of its own destiny as semiconductors become more essential than oil in a world. The $25 billion figure might not be sufficient. Intel 14A could be postponed. Austin could face a water shortage. Investors may not see a return on investment from robotaxis and Optimus as quickly as they were hoping. Terafab is a century-old vision, or the greatest risk in the chip business's history. Only time will reveal which one will be. Is Terafab the 100-year vision or the largest roll of the dice in the history of the chip industry? Place your comment below. I read them all. If this video helped you to understand one thing better, please like it so I know I'm on the right track. Spread this video with a techie friend. We'll see you in the next video.